Today on MC Tour Ohio, we're going to install some Muth signal mirrors and the Showchrome accessories fuse block. I've been on a stay-at-home order for 3 weeks now in Ohio, as probably all the rest of you have as well. Alicia and I are one of the lucky ones that are still working. So we thought we would put some money back into the economy and go ahead and get these accessories. These were bought from Cyclemax, which is here in Ohio, so trying to get some money back into the local economy. Stick with us and we'll get these suckers installed. So the first step, we're going to go ahead and open up the fuse block, get the instructions out, and pretty straightforward. The Muth mirrors actually require the fuse block. They do not hook up to the CAN bus system. So you got to do this. This is kind of a requirement. So we'll go ahead and get that started. This unit comes with the connectors for the CAN bus system that should plug in, and then this allows you to put traditional 12-volt wiring. As you can see, you get left turn signal, right turn signal, running light adapters, and a brake light where you can plug in the different wires. So the first thing that we need to do is remove the seat. I think there's 100,000 videos on the internet on how to remove the Goldwing seat. So I won't spend a whole lot of time on that. So the area we're going to be hooking into is this area here in the back. And the red and green wires will go down towards the battery. We're going to run it underneath. We'll deal with those here in a second. Keeping it under the frame. Again, we're going to put those down there. Now I have a Bush Tech trailer, so I have this trailer hitch that I need to deal with here in a few minutes. So I'm going to run the rest of the wires back up underneath this frame rail. Remember, we want to keep everything underneath because we don't want to have any issues with wires shorting out or anything of that nature. Get those under there. And these are pretty heavy gauge wires, so they're not too bad. So we'll just get it back there and get it out of the way. Find a good location for that. We'll tie everything down. And then again, the yellow wire will also go to the back. And we'll tie everything down shortly. The next step that you're going to do is you're going to connect to the CAN bus system, and the one with the blue and yellow wire go on the right hand side of the bike, and then there's one for the left hand side as well. And the good news is they can really only go on one way. These are male, female, female, male. So we'll get those hooked up. Again, make sure they're secure, like that. And then you can put that back on the stay. So now we're just going to do the same thing on this side. And essentially we're going to match up the colors and butt connect those together. Okay, now we've got all of our wires hooked up, trimmed down, butt jointed together. We'll put some waterproof electrical tape, basically over wherever the butt joints are. We got everything run nicely. We'll get her all mounted up, and then we'll come back and we're going to mount the mirrors, and I'll hook up the trailer hitch connection now to this new Showchrome accessory fuse block. Okay, Now we're going to remove the mirrors. Of course, I have the Honda wind deflector on the bike, so we got to remove that first. I remember these screws were very soft when I put them on. So you have to be very careful. And there's one on the back side here. Again, trying to be very careful not to strip these. And then there's one more 5mm bolt underneath. And if you don't have those air wings, you won't have to worry about any of the, you don't have to worry about the previous. And just like that. And then from there, you'll take this cover off and just kind of pulls down and out from the body. Just like that. And this one, you'll actually want to get a little cloth and stick down in here so you don't lose these screws down in the bowels of the motorcycle. Doesn't have to be very far. But when you take this off, again, be careful of the body. Take the bottom one off first. Again, that rag right there really helps, and make sure you don't drop it. Now when you take the top one off, you want to hold on to the mirror because it will drop. As you can see when you loosen it up. Hold some pressure on it just to keep the bolt from falling down. Keep it flowing. Again, just kind of pull it that way, watch the bike, and then use that towel to lay the mirror on. And then from there, you'll simply pull this wire out, pull the little boot, push that back. You're going to want to grab this little connector right here. Pull up on it, and that'll let you release the mirror. And you can see the little tab there. And that releases the mirror. And then we'll go to work and actually put on the mirror. Okay, so the first thing that you do, and it sounds like you're going to break it, so I just wanted to make sure everybody understood what I was doing. So basically you're going to push up on the mirror, and then you're going to hear it pop. Sounds like you're going to break it. And then basically what you're going to do is take a screwdriver and you're going to force the little rotation thing back down. And now the mirror comes off very, very simple. Easy said, right? It just pops out, push down, and it pops right off. So you can see the bottom has a little clip, and it just clips, and then the top has some hooks that go across that. So it's really actually pretty simple. So, and then the next step that you're going to do is you're going to remove this little body clip, again with just a little hook, and then just pull that out. Careful not to scratch stuff, just take that out like that. And then you're going to take these two screws out of the mirror. And then this front plastic piece just pops off. There we go. Just these little. Now, this was the most complicated part of the instructions. There's a little wire, and essentially There's a wire that goes back to the battery as well. And basically, and there's a wire on the mirror. So there's a wire on the mirror. So what they want you to do is run the female to the top of the thing like that, and run that down to basically the same place that the kind of saves you from having to fish that around. And then you feed this through there, making sure not to pinch it. And then that connects here, like that. Again, the key here is don't pinch it. And then there's room for that wire to come out to the housing. And the little coupler will stay behind it. So you keep that down low, just like that. Again, making sure not to pinch anything. Get those things lined up. Don't quite have it. There we go. And you're going to put your screws back in. And then, again, tuck your wires in where they need to be. Top. Okay. Again, watching your wires. And the top's in, the bottom pops. Just like that. We're going to take the screw for the body fairing right here. We're going to take that off. And now we're going to pull out down here, just like that, and give ourselves a little bit of room to run a fish back down to the back of the bike. So I happen to have a metal fish here, and move that back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fish from below. I'm going to fish it up to this area. You're going to tape this and run it back down to the bottom. Basically, I'm going to lay that underneath, back into the mirror housing area, just like that. Pop that in, just like that, and we've got the cable for the mirror housing. Okay, now that we have the cable up there, we got to run this cable. Make sure it's going through the hole here. And then we can hook it back up to the cable that we had inside the housing. Just like that. And then get that back down there. And then we'll hook up the original turn signal cable. Make sure it's set. There we go. And now we're just going to basically put all those parts on in reverse order. And then we'll hook up the final step. We'll hook up the wires to the fuse block, and then we'll give it a try. Everything's run nicely. We got all the wires taped up. butt joints everywhere, very nicely set down so it won't get in the way of the seat. Got the cables coming down from the mirrors taped off here, and wire tied down so they stay out of the way. So we got the Muth mirrors all hooked up. You can see them there. But I think it makes a nice safety addition to the motorcycle. So we'll get the seat put on, get it all bundled back up. I'll hook the trailer up just to confirm all that's working, and we'll go for a little test drive.